Now, Kimmy, I thought I'd do a blog today. I thought I'd never say that word. I'll do a video and I'll just talk. I have a little bit of a headache because I've been under attack from Satan today, a little bit. You know, the whole being reported on Facebook for pornographic images. Well, it's kind of some dark-minded anonymous coward thought they could put heat on me, and it always stresses me out. But I get myself into trouble all the time, so because I'm a little bit too blunt sometimes with the truth. So yeah, I hope you like the artwork. You don't have to agree with it, but I hope you understand why I make it at all. Let me tell you why. Years ago, when I was in college, and I did the dance, the shaman possession dance. I was so naive back then that I didn't know anything about gang stalking and the techniques they use to put hate on you. It's about people who don't like you, and what they do is they go out of their way to put hate on you, and they did this to me in regards to the shaman possession thing. And all my work in college, there was a man's name on YouTube. He was claiming to be an artist, and his name was Anthony J. Romero, right? So I did this dance, and I came across this video that was very similar. It was titled very similar to mine, and it was about shamans dancing. And what he did was he dressed up in a really ridiculous way and got up in front of this camera and did a really ridiculous dance, and it was called Shamans Go Home. And it was in answer to my video. He was trying to ridicule my work, you see, to mock me and ridicule and dismiss me. So it was done by this fella called Anthony J. Romero. He made this video called Shamans Go Home, where he danced in a ridiculous way. And I approached him I asked him why did you do this, you know, what did I do to you? And I looked at some of his other videos and I found he was homosexual. He was an obvious gay man, and he just seemed to go out of his way to hurt me with the video for some reason. So from then on, he made an enemy of me, and I'm an enemy of him and all those who are like him. I found them to be vicious, nasty people, and underneath all the really nice and kind and clean persona they put on, underneath all this, if they turn on you, they turn on you with a vicious poison, and I don't like it. I've been subject to it a few times now, in a number of different ways, and this is why I do art like this. It's an answer to my enemy, and it's for them. So yeah, when I asked Anthony J. Romero about his work, and I asked him is he homosexual and all these kind of questions, he disappeared off the internet. I was so naive back then. I should have kept a copy of the video so I could prove what was going on. I actually had proof that there was gang stalking going on and community organised harassment, that they do certain things in certain ways. Like, you think, how did they do that? How did they get this video up in my face? They put it there in such a way that I'm bound to find it. I'm bound to come across it in what I'm looking at. So this is how they work. They organise themselves, and they try to hurt you every chance they get. It's because they don't like you, they don't like what you're saying, they don't like anything about you, and they want to silence you, and they won't stop at physically hurting you, from what I hear. So that's why I did a bit of that work. So yeah, so that's one thing. So I have a headache because of it. It's typical. I've been deleted from a number of different places because of them. It's not because I've attacked anybody. I've been accused of attacking people. I don't attack people. I've been blatantly accused of attacking people when I don't. It's just to get rid of me. It's just, they look for any excuse to delete me, and they hack my computer all the time to silence me. It's because I speak the truth, actually. So there. I promised Chrissy I was going to talk about the white stone, so I will. Yeah, so when I was in college, this is all about college, this is about a very holy experience, and they are significant objects. When I was in college, I was studying art college, I was very naive. I didn't know anything about the world or anything about anything really. It was at a time when I didn't even know who Bill Gates was. That's how naive I was. I was in my own little bubble. I went on holidays with my girlfriend to Greece, and while we were on a beach there, I found a stone, a pebble in the water, and I looked at the stone and it had a fossil in it, and it was a very curious thing. Like, it was a brilliant stone. I loved it, and I found there was a design in it. It looked like the shape of a man standing up with the head in the fossil. I'll do a graphic so you can see it properly. So that was on the front of that. So I kept it with me because it was a novel object that I seen a man in the stone, an image of a human being, and I kept it as a keepsake. I didn't realise the significance of what I was doing at the time, but when I was studying art history, I came across, there's an art object. It's revered as the oldest art object in the world. Some debate whether it's art at all. Others say no, it is art. It's called the Makapansgat pebble. I'll do a graphic there. And it's a pebble that was found in Africa, and it's something like 3 million years old. That these anthropologists and archaeologists and anthropologists, they came across this stone, and it had the shape of a face. It had 2 eyes and a mouth, and they reckon that whoever came across the stone kept it with them, because the only place the stone could have come from was probably hundreds and hundreds of miles away. So this, I think they were called Australopithecus. That was a really old species of early man. It was like almost monkey man. This monkey man, this Australopithecus, found the object, and they must have been inspired to keep it for the sake of seeing the face in the stone. They must have recognised human features in the stone, and they kept it with them. And it was, of course, they carried it with them in their settlements, and it was found in their settlement. I can't remember what year it was found, but it was a very significant find because it was a hint in the history of mankind, and in regards to art, it's a strong hint that the Australopithecus subhuman it was the first spark of consciousness. It was the first spark of conscious thought, that he was identifying himself in another object. So he conceptualized the idea of the other, which means I am this and the other is there. So it's about self-identity and the first spark of human consciousness, and that's why it's significant. And I realised that that's exactly what I did in Greece. So I presented this in the exhibition of Prophypsychosis, and I said I entitled it "In the Footsteps of My Father," but I refer to this as the White Stone. I found out later on, after my psychosis, when I woke up to God, what I realised was that the spirit of the first man, the man who found the Makapansgat pebble, was me. I did exactly the same thing. The spirit of the first man was in me. You see? So, in a sense, I am the first, and I could lean towards saying I am the last, but then I'll get in trouble. My enemies don't like me talking like this, but this pebble, this white stone, in a number of different places in a very special book, it refers to a small stone hitting Colossus. It's a small stone that's going to destroy a mountain, and this is it. Believe it or not, you're looking at a very important object. It's not a valuable object. It's just a stone, but it's very important. So on the back of this, there is a shape. Okay, that's a name. That's a mystery. known only to the owner. So there is a part. It's interesting that I didn't design this. I never do design these works of art. They all seem to happen by accident. It's an obvious accident. In the scripture, it talks about an angel who has a rainbow for a crown, who lifts up a little book above his head, and he stands in the sea and he stands on the land. I know exactly what that means. So that's the pebble, the white stone that carries a name on the back.